Run this by me again. I mean, I think I understand, but there's no way I heard you right. You would have to be putting in vast amounts of effort into being an idiot if I did. I say to my coworker, both of us standing in an abandoned field well after midnight.
Stop breaking my balls over this, Carrie. I told you, I screwed up. Whatever that guy brought in, it wasn't human. I'm sure of it now. Dead as dog shit, but that isn't a man rotting in the ground.
Stephen replies. Why am I tearing a strip off of a nice, if not overly observant coworker? Probably be easiest if I just explained my job. I'm what you'd call a paranormal assistant. Hell of a lot more common of a job than you'd think. But then again, a lot of us are just working in blissful ignorance. What that means is I provide some mundane but important function for something I try not to think about. In the case of Steve and myself, our job is simple, bloodless, and we never have to come within smelling distance of anything that goes bump in the night. The first part of that job is directing people where to drop incriminating waste, let's say. Makes great fertilizer, and that is something we need in bulk. You know what they are dropping off. I choose not to think about how they came by so much. Compost. Nor how every person that brings some by seems to be a wild-eyed mute or bulky psychopath. The second part is easier than the first. We sell pumpkins. Some normal pumpkins, of course. We'd attract attention turning away regular folks. But the reason you'd want to get one of your own special crop, well, let's just say if you needed one, you'd know. My boss's name is Jack. I'd tell you more, but the old guy is full of shit and twice as smart as anyone I've ever met. Not that I've ever met him face to face, that is. The story he's told the most consistently is that way back when he'd attracted the attention of old Scratch himself, the devil, and through a series of brilliant maneuvers escaped being dragged to hell a handful of times. And one of those times, he came back with something. A little trick, a little recipe, something that would keep away the worst things plaguing the saddest during the most paranormally rife season of the year. If you or your family is subject to a hex, curse, or other such paranormal infestation, you know, once September starts, you need to batten down the hatches, sharpen the stakes, and wallpaper your house with holy symbols. Or, for a small fee, you can come out to us, take some of our special stock, and turn Halloween into your favorite time of year. Just one of Jack's lanterns will keep away anything with 1 foot in the grave till the end of All Hallows Eve. We don't have many rules, Steve. I say his name with ire, turning it into an insult in and of itself. But the first one is, if it's strange, call Jack. What did you think wasn't strange about someone bringing in a leather-skinned corpse with foot-long claws?
I'm not going over this again. I've destroyed the stock, burned the corpse, and we only sold 1 lantern.
Steve replies indignantly. You are not getting this, Steve. I like my job because I get paid $250K for 2 months of work. I stay at this job because not once have I ever had to see anything I can't explain. Do you know what those things eating some kind of zombie corpse would do? I don't, but I can guarantee it's going to put us face to face with Jack at best, and some kind of, I don't know, pumpkin beast at worst. So you get to stay here, and I get to go find this family and try to unfuck your complete fuck-up. I don't give him a chance to reply. I storm out, wishing the sound of my early 2000s Corolla could more accurately reflect my anger as I speed into the city. I sit outside of their house, a nice-sized bungalow, for 15 minutes, trying to survey the scene. I expect anything, not that I know what I could do about it, but I see nothing more than a regular family going about their business. I spy the pumpkin, most certainly one of ours, black, shining, and now that it's carved, a little too much expression on its face. I walk up to the front porch, inching closer to the thing, ball-peen hammer in my hand. I flatten the thing, expecting the entire time for it to spring up at me, belch caustic vomit or some other horror movie staple. But it just sits there, a sad, destroyed pile of mush, as the front door opens. The woman standing there has a rightfully earned look of confusion on her face. Tan pants and a white top. her hair looking nearly untouched even at this late hour. "Can we help you?" she says, confused but friendly. "Sorry about, this. Trust me though, there is an explanation. Mind if I come in?" I say, doing my best to wipe pumpkin shrapnel from myself. I see 2 young kids, 10 or so, I'd guess, the daughter looking a little older than her brother. What I assume is the man of the house sits in a chair, tapping away on a tablet. The door closes. I make sure I'm not still dripping and take a seat on the couch that looks straight out of 1950. Lime green, square as hell, but with not a rip or a worn spot. "So, we had a little accident. You all haven't been having anything strange going on, or anything?" I ask. "Oh, heavens no. Been working like a charm just like every year," the mother says. Her tone matches her couch, but is at odds with her attire. "Sorry to intrude then. I'll scrape up that crap outside and I'll swing by with another lantern later if you're all up," I say, feeling a sense of relief. I hear the sound of a deep, heavy lock barring the front door, then several smaller clicks and thunks as deadbolts are set into place. As I stand, I notice a member of the family I hadn't before. He stands in the now shadowed doorway, looks to be in his late teens, his small, predator's eyes and a 6-foot frame that is trembling with anticipation. "Sorry, but we can't let you leave so soon. Halloween is such a happy time of year for us. But the other 300 days of the year, well, they're a never-ending torment from a force we can't see, touch, or stop. We fought it for a long time. It changed us. Night after night of terror, never feeling safe, never having a place to run. So now we don't want to fight. For the past few years, we've been trying to see if there's anything it wants," the mother says. She's holding a crude metal club, stained with layers of old blood. The father stands, a gut-hook knife in his hands, a band of scarred flesh sealing his lips shut. I'm trying to back out of the room. That dead-eyed teenager still guards the door. I think to jump out a window, but each is backed by thick iron bars, all but invisible from the outside when the curtains were drawn. My hands feel cold. Then a searing pain almost makes me pass out. I hear a small thud as I look down to see 2 things. The first is a little girl, smiling and holding a straight razor. The other is my pinky finger, pale and twitching on the hardwood floor. I begin to panic. I haul pumpkins for a living. I don't have some military past or secret weapon. Hell, I've put off getting a gun license for the last 5 years because despite the potential, I've never needed it. I don't feel good about it, but I hit that kid as hard as I can, which may not be much to anyone who knows how to give or take a punch. But that kid goes down, screaming and holding her face. I'm slipping on the linoleum of the dining room, seeing every exit blocked, not knowing what other nasty surprises the house has for me. A plan forms, but as I enter the kitchen, I'm taken from my feet, tackled by what feels like a shopping cart full of cement. My head slams off the kitchen counter, blurring my vision and my thoughts. That dead-eyed kid stands over me, like a lion over the kill, and starts saying something to whatever force terrorized them so hard they decided to start worshipping it. I see the kick coming. I'm 5'8", I don't work out, I'm not even stocky. Once that foot connects with my face, that'll be my end. But luck isn't always with the villain. The kid misses his kick. He dislocates my shoulder with his heel, but his kick keeps going, slamming his bare foot into the granite counter. It sounds like someone is breaking a pack of spaghetti as I get to my feet. No real plan, but knowing that making as much of a scene as I can is my only way of getting out of here. I see the parents leaving the living room. The little girl still sobs slightly, but they seem more angry with me than concerned for her. I yank the cord out of an electric mixer, jamming the live leads back into the outlet and hoping I don't fry myself in the process. The lights go out, and the inside of the wall instantly glows with an overload of wires and flame. Acrid drywall smoke fills the pitch-black kitchen as I run upstairs. I'm blind, in an unfamiliar house and scared out of my mind, but I'm not trying to deal with a house fire or tripping over 4 other people. My eyes begin to adjust. I find a bathroom. I slowly creep my way in, wary of any traps. or last-minute additions to the rogues gallery attacking me. I lock the door and sit on the large beige toilet. As my mind starts to focus, I feel something. Someone is calling me, has been calling me. I pull out my phone and lose the last bit of hope I have. It's Jack. I answer the call, preferring being killed by knives and psychopaths than something I've never seen nor could explain if I did. The voice on the other end is a whisper, concern evident.
Carrie, am I correct in assuming that you are sitting in the middle of a death trap right now? And that the reason for this is you thought I'd kill you and Steve because you fucked up once? In 10 years? Jesus fucking Christ, Carrie. If I was okay with ending people, why would I bother paying you $250,000 a year? Use your head. Yeah, if we were face to face, you'd probably rethink your stance on reality, but that doesn't mean I just go around killing people. Anymore, anyway. You need to sit tight for a little bit. I got a guy for situations like this, and believe me, his pay is coming out of yours. But Christ, Gary, for future reference, I'd fire you long before I'd kill you.
Jack seems disappointed, angry, but not at me. The family is shouting at each other, scrambling to put out the flames, but not for long. Within minutes, the lights turn on, and I hear a slow plodding up the stairs. There isn't anything I can use as a weapon. I guess that little psycho took the last razor. So I vainly try to save myself by coating the floor with every soap, shampoo, and cream I can find. I hear the power drill, and the small clink of the screw hitting the floor. My heart feels like it's going to pop. I try ripping the towel rack from the wall, but only manage to fall on my ass on the soap-slick floor. The door is carefully removed and set to the side. The parents smiling at me from the doorway. The father grabs me by the shirt, heedless of the goo-covered floor. He lifts me and slams me against a wall. A small metal towel holder punctures my back. He then tosses me in a heap on the ground in front of the mother. She looms over me, her children creeping in behind her. The teenager with the broken foot stews behind them, holding a thick length of chain draped over one shoulder. Suddenly, there's a sound of breaking glass, tearing metal. With nothing more than a look, the father sends the teenager, limping, to investigate. Even in my pain-addled, concussed state, the blood loss clouding my vision, and horror clouding my thoughts, I knew anything that managed to break in a fortified second-story window was bad news. As if to punctuate this, the teenager's body comes spinning, as if from a catapult down the hallway, thrown with such force he sweeps his siblings from their feet. In that brief second, I saw the flying corpse. The kid wasn't just dead, he was missing limbs, torn open from chin to pelvis, and likely sporting other damage I couldn't see in the half-second of flight. With a grunt, the father leaps over me, the mother already following the hallway to discover the source of her child's fate. I hear, of all things, carnival music, sourceless but loud and gaudy. I crawl out of the bathroom, looking to my right. I see all three of the children, dead or dying. I ask myself what could be capable of doing something like this. I look to my left and get an answer. I see the parents standing in awe and horror, staring up a lanky 10-foot creature that seems to take up one end of the hallway. But it isn't all black shadows and seeping fog. No, this thing was an assault on the senses. I was staring at a hunched, panting clown? Its hobo garb was colored with every color of the rainbow, and a handful that I'm sure haven't been invented yet. It was human in proportion, but full of rope-like muscles, polka dot skin, and a painted grin that must be at least half an inch thick. It whispers something to the two shell-shocked murderers, then laughs to itself, a shrieking metal-on-metal noise that overloads my brain, forces me to my knees, before I drift off into a horror and damage-induced coma. I watch as the clown lifts the parents up, as if they were nothing more than paper dolls, and with a flick of its wrists, sends their bodies into separate rooms, still holding thick ropes of their innards.